Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back. So, in today's episode, we are going to continue to talk about some tools for effective co parenting where communication is the key. Now, we know when it comes to co parenting, things as far as communication wise aren't always going to be on the same page. There's going to be struggles, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be resentment, there's going to be things that are said out of anger. So, what we need to do as parents and as moms that are caring for children who have complex medical needs, that have a rare disease, it is important to have that positive communication and some constructive feedback when you are navigating co-parenting with your ex-spouse. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Karina, well, this is difficult. He's difficult. He doesn't want to talk. It's like talking to a wall. He just shouts. He doesn't understand. He doesn't listen. Let me tell you, mama, I can totally relate and understand to everything that you are feeling, you are thinking, you're saying, the whole nine yards. I've gone through my own struggle when it comes to co-parenting, and I'll tell you, it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey considering that you probably had a difficult court battle. It was bitter. There was resentment. It is really taxing and challenging, especially when you're going through that whole divorce process. You're going through managing two different, there's management of two different households, okay? Because you're going to have a different parenting style than your ex-spouse's. So as far as co-parents, your parenting style is probably going to be different when it comes to each household when you're exchanging parenting time with your child or children. So you have to identify what that looks like, and you have to figure out what that looks like. So I'm going to give you a couple of strategies when it comes to communicating effectively with your ex-spouse. Now, you're going to have those days where it's challenging, where you fucking want to give up, you think he's a fucking asshole, and that's okay. Okay. Like those are legitimate feelings that you are validated. You can have, these are thoughts, because we don't want to dismiss any thoughts or feelings. Like we need to feel those things and acknowledge them. Okay. But what I want you to do is you have to suck it up, cut the bullshit, and you have to communicate in a positive way. Listen, every co-parent out there is not going to be perfect. It is not going to be a perfect world. It's not going to be rainbows and sunshines when it comes to talking about all the needs that your child needs or all the needs that your children need if you have multiple children. What you have to adapt to, and this is a strategy that I teach in my coaching program, is you have to treat the communication between you and the co-parent as a business transaction. You have to move on and let go of you are no longer a couple together. You are no longer married. You are no longer in the same household. So when it comes to the relationship, it has to change completely. When it comes to the communication, it should be more of a business-like, respectful type of transaction. And I know that sounds really harsh, but that is exactly how you have to manage when you have to communicate needs, appointments, school information, exchanges of parenting time, holidays, vacations, all those things that go into making sure that you parent your children together. Because at the end of the day, we are a team, correct? So, and it's important to be a collaborative team because your child sees and feels that. And what does your children want at the end of the day? They want two happy parents, right? They don't want to see two parents yelling at each other over how much parenting time one person got and didn't, or what appointment you told me about and you didn't, or what school meeting I should have attended to, but you forgot, you didn't tell me because you were being angry with me that day. Right? So what we have to do is we have to cut out all the petty bullshit. Now, I'm not saying that your other co-parent isn't going to come with some drama, because some co-parents do. They come with drama. They come with starting a fight. They come with all the dynamics because obviously it's a problem within themselves, not you. Okay. But you can manage communication like this. Make sure when you're communicating something with your co-parent, with your ex-spouse, make sure that it is something that is to the point. It is a short conversation. You give out all the details and all the facts of what you need to communicate with them. And that's it. Make sure that they have the information they need. It's short, it's to the point, it's respectful. And there could be room if they have questions. If they have questions, make sure that you keep it short, brief, and just concise. And it's a business transaction. Okay. Now, if for some reason the conversation starts to veer off, just say, I'm sorry, but I did answer all your questions. Did you have something else? You can't let them go off on a tangent, and because that's how arguments get created. Now, if you feel that the conversation is being negative or going into a negative way, you have every right to say, okay, I think we've discussed all of the information. I'm stopping this conversation and have a good day. Listen, the whole main goal is that we want to stop the negative communication. We want to stop the negative impact because it impacts your children and it impacts you. Because if you are impacted in a negative way, it translates into your children. It goes right into it, right? So you have to stop the negative feedback and say, I'm sorry, but I don't appreciate this, and we're stopping the conversation. Until you can go back to that positive conversation and making sure that it stays businesslike and it's respectful, then you have every right to end the communication. But communication is key because when you're parenting children with rare diseases, it's important to communicate all of the school appointments, therapies appointments, medical appointments, anything that, when it comes to adaptive equipment that you might need in both homes, and communicate how that is going to work in each home. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have the same type of parenting styles. I know a lot of moms out there seem to think that you have to have the same parenting styles when it comes to two separate homes. Absolutely false. What I think is important is that you create what you want as far as a healthy environment in your home for your child or your children. And then the other parent can go ahead and create whatever positive environment they want to have a positive experience when they have the children over at their house, right? Those are things that have to be communicated. And you can communicate in a very positive way. Now, I'm not saying that some co-parents don't have relationships, because that does exist. But the main focus is that I focus with you as the mom that is struggling to co-parent with your ex-spouse because there may be some resentment, there may be some communication breakdown, there may be some, hurt feelings. There could be something that's just brewing and that they can't move on past that. That's what my coaching program does, is it helps you not only realign your life after divorce, but it also creates that collaborative partnership that your child needs with two happy parents. So I hope this episode was insightful. And those are some key takeaways as far as what I use to communicate in a very effective way, whether I'm at work, whether it's my ex-spouse, whether it's family, friends, it doesn't matter. You can use these techniques to communicate the most important things and keep it respectful, short, brief, and give them all the details. You don't have to explain, just keep it nice and short. Okay. So if you want more details on my coaching program, please visit the link in the show notes. It'll give you all the information as far as how to apply to the program. If you're interested in joining the program, there is a pre-sale going on for founding members price. It's a brand new coaching program I have put together. Super excited with a super supportive community of women just like yourself that have and desire positive collaborative partnerships with their ex-spouses. So if you have a short story that you would love to share, please send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. Everything will be in the show notes on how to contact me. And if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, please, there's an application that you can fill out. Fill out the application and come onto the show. I would love to hear your story. So hopefully this episode was super helpful, and I will chat with you next time.